My fiancé said, maybe we rushed into this. I replied, let me rush out then. Then I canceled the venue, returned deposits, disappeared, and I smiled when she found out I'd already met someone new. Hey Reddit, maybe we rushed into this. The words hung in the air between us like smoke. Katie sat across from me at our kitchen table, her coffee untouched, her engagement ring catching the afternoon light. We'd been together for 3 years, engaged for 7 months. The wedding was in 9 weeks. What did you just say? I asked, though I'd heard her perfectly. She wouldn't meet my eyes. I just think, maybe we moved too fast with the engagement. We're only 23. My mom was saying. Your mom. I set down my fork. Your mom has been in your ear about this since the day I proposed. That's not fair. She just wants what's best for me. And I don't. Katie finally looked at me, and I saw something in her expression that made my stomach drop. Doubt. After 3 years together, after I'd planned the proposal for months, after we'd sent out save the dates to 140 people, she was having doubts. I need some space, she said quietly. Just to think. I stood up from the table. Let me make this easier for you then. Let me rush out. What? That's not what But I was already walking toward our bedroom. I was 23 years old, and I'd spent the last 7 months planning a future with someone who apparently wasn't sure she wanted it. Here's what nobody tells you about being engaged. It's expensive to get into, and it's expensive to get out of. I spent that entire evening on my laptop and phone. First call went to the Grandview Estate, the venue where we were supposed to get married on August 19th. The coordinator, Patricia, sounded genuinely sorry when I explained we needed to cancel. I understand these things happen, she said. Unfortunately, since we're within 90 days, we can only refund 40% of your deposit. I'll take it. I lost $1,200 on that call alone. Worth it. Next was the photographer, the caterer, the florist, the DJ. Each call was the same script. Apologetic tone, canceled wedding, what can we recover? Some were sympathetic. Others were clinical and businesslike. I didn't care either way. I was cutting losses. Katie had spent the evening at her mother's house. Where else? So I worked uninterrupted. By 11 p.m., I'd canceled or paused every vendor we'd booked. The dress boutique said Katie would have to handle her gown situation herself. Fine by me. I'd recovered about $7,000 out of the $15,000 we'd already spent. The rest was gone. Money I'd saved working double shifts at the tech support center, birthday money from my grandparents, a chunk of my savings I'd planned to use for our honeymoon. Gone. But I felt lighter than I had in months. Katie came home around midnight. I was on the couch with my laptop, finalizing the last cancellation email to our wedding planner. We need to talk, she said, dropping her purse on the counter. Not much left to talk about. I didn't say I wanted to end things. I said I needed space to think. I closed my laptop and looked at her. Really looked at her. Katie was beautiful. Everyone said so. Dark hair, bright eyes, the kind of smile that used to make my day. Right now, though, I felt nothing but tired. How much space? I asked. A week? A month? Until when? Until your mom convinces you I'm not good enough. She doesn't think that. Yes, she does. She's thought it since day one. I stood up. But that's not even the point anymore. You said maybe we rushed into this. I've spent 7 months planning a wedding, Katie. 7 months of menu tastings and seating charts and arguing about whether your cousin's kids should be invited. And now, 9 weeks out, you're not sure. I'm allowed to have feelings. You are. Absolutely. And I'm allowed to have self-respect. Her face went pale. What did you do? I canceled everything. You what? The venue. The photographer. The caterer. All of it. It's done. Katie's mouth opened and closed. You can't just... You didn't even talk to me. You wanted space. I gave you space. You're welcome. This is insane. You canceled our wedding because I said I needed time to think. I picked up my laptop and stood. No. I canceled a wedding that apparently only I wanted. There's a difference. I went to our bedroom and closed the door. She didn't follow. I slept in the guest room that night. The next morning, Katie was already gone when I woke up. There was a note on the counter. Staying at Mom's for a few days. We'll talk when I'm ready. Perfect. I took a personal day from work and started looking at apartments. Our lease wasn't up for 4 months, but I wasn't staying in a place that smelled like her perfume and false promises. By noon, I'd toured 3 studios. By 3 p.m., I'd put down a deposit on a 1-bedroom in a complex across town. Move-in date, 1 week. Katie called that evening. I let it go to voicemail. She called again an hour later. Voicemail. 3rd time, I answered. Yeah. Can you please stop being childish and talk to me? I'm listening. I want to fix this. I was scared, okay? Getting married is a big step, and I panicked. Okay. That's all you have to say. I sat down on the couch we'd bought together at IKEA, the one we'd spent 3 hours assembling while arguing about whether we needed the extra screws. What do you want me to say, Katie? You want me to tell you it's fine? That I'll just rebook everything and pretend this didn't happen? I want you to understand that I love you. Do you, though? Silence. Because I don't think someone who loves me would listen to their mother trash talk me for 7 months straight. I continued. I don't think someone who loves me would wait until 9 weeks before the wedding to say, maybe we rush things. My mom doesn't trash talk you. She told you I'd never be able to provide for you properly. She said I was holding you back from grad school, even though you're the one who decided not to apply this year. She called our apartment adequate for now, like we're living in a cardboard box. How do you know all that? Because you told me. Every single time. Oh, Mom said this today. Mom thinks that. You kept repeating it like it didn't matter, but it clearly did. More silence. I'm moving out next week, I said. I found a place. We can figure out the lease situation later. You're just giving up? Just like that? No, Katie. You gave up when you said maybe we rushed. I'm just accepting reality faster than you are. I hung up before she could respond. Moving out took 3 days. I didn't have much. Most of the furniture was hers or jointly bought, and I told her she could keep it. I took my desk, my gaming setup, my clothes, and my books. The essentials. On my second trip back to grab boxes, Katie was there with her mother, Diane. Perfect timing. This is what you call mature? Diane said the moment I walked in. Running away? I'm not running. I'm walking. Calmly and deliberately. The new apartment was smaller, but it was mine. I spent the first week setting things up exactly how I wanted them. Gaming set up by the window. Minimalist furniture from Facebook Marketplace. No decorative pillows anywhere. It was perfect. Work kept me busy. I'd recently shifted to a new project team, implementing a client database system for a regional healthcare network. The work was interesting enough that I could lose myself in code and troubleshooting for hours. My coworker Devin noticed the change immediately. You seem different, she said one afternoon when we were testing the new patient portal interface. Different how? Lighter, I guess. You're not checking your phone every 5 minutes anymore. I hadn't even realized I'd stopped doing that. I ended my engagement. Devin's eyes widened. Oh, wow. I'm sorry. Don't be. It needed to happen. We worked in silence for a while. Devin was 24, had been with the company for 2 years, and was one of those people who was genuinely good at her job without being obnoxious about it. We'd been friendly before, but had never hung out outside work. Group of us are getting dinner Friday if you want to come, she offered. Nothing fancy, just tacos and bad decisions. I smiled. Yeah, actually, that sounds good. Friday's dinner turned into drinks. Drinks turned into the group playing pool at a dive bar downtown. I hadn't laughed that hard in months. Devin was funny in a dry, sarcastic way that caught me off guard. When she made a joke about our manager's obsession with Microsoft Teams status messages, I nearly spit out my beer. You good? She asked, grinning. I forgot how to do this, I admitted. Do what? Just have fun. No stress about seating charts or whether the napkins match the tablecloths. Sounds like you escaped something awful. More like something that would have become awful. We ended up talking until the bar closed. Nothing deep, Just easy conversation about work and movies and the truly baffling decisions people make on reality TV shows. When I got home that night, I realized I hadn't thought about Katie once all evening. Progress. Katie started texting me the following week. At first, it was practical stuff about the lease and utility bills. Then it shifted. I miss you. Can we please talk in person? I made a mistake. I see that now. I didn't respond to those messages. What was there to say? I wasn't angry anymore. I was just done. 2 weeks after I'd moved out, she called from a number I didn't recognize. I answered without thinking. Finally, she said, "You've been ignoring me." I haven't been ignoring you. I've been living my life. We need to talk about us. There is no us, Katie. Don't say that. We can fix this. I called the venue, and they said, "Stop." My voice came out sharper than intended. Whatever you're about to say, stop. I'm not rebooking the wedding. I'm not pretending the last month didn't happen. It's over. Because of one conversation? Because I had normal doubts? Because you don't respect me enough to stand up for our relationship when your mother questions it? Because you waited until the absolute last minute to voice those doubts? Because when I think about our future, all I see is more of the same. You being torn between what you want and what Diane wants. That's not fair. Maybe not. But it's honest. She was quiet for a long moment. Are you seeing someone? The question surprised me. What? Your Instagram. You've been posting pictures with some girl. Devin. I had to laugh. Devin and I had gone to a work happy hour the previous Thursday, and someone had tagged both of us in a group photo. She's a coworker. And even if she wasn't, it wouldn't be your business anymore. We've been broken up for 3 weeks. Yeah, we have been. Katie's voice cracked. I can't believe you're doing this. I'm not doing anything to you, Katie. I'm just not doing anything with you anymore. I hung up feeling surprisingly calm. The thing about ending a 3-year relationship is that you don't just lose the person. You lose the routine, the shared friends, the plans you'd been making. Some of Katie's friends reached out to tell me I was an asshole for embarrassing her by canceling the wedding. I blocked them. A few of my friends said I should have given her more time. I stopped responding to their messages. But some people got it. My brother called me after hearing the news from our mom. That took guts, he said. Or stupidity. Nah, you saw a problem and handled it. Most guys would have just gone through with the wedding and ended up divorced at 25. He had a point. Devin became a genuine friend over the next few weeks. We started grabbing lunch together, hanging out after work, going to the climbing gym on Saturdays. It was easy and uncomplicated. She knew I'd just ended an engagement and never pushed for details. One evening, about 6 weeks after I'd moved out, we were at her place watching some absolutely terrible sci-fi movie when she paused it. "Can I ask you something?" she said. "Sure. Are you actually over your ex, or are you just pretending to be?" I thought about it. I'm over the relationship. The person, I don't know. You don't just erase 3 years. But I don't want her back, if that's what you're asking. Devin nodded. Good. Because I like hanging out with you, and I don't want to be the rebound girl helping you process your feelings about someone else. You're not. You sure? Positive. She studied my face for a moment, then smiled. Okay, just checking. She unpaused the movie, but something had shifted. Not in a bad way, just an awareness that hung in the air between us. 2 months after the breakup, Katie texted me from her actual number. "I heard you're dating Devin." I stared at the message. Katie and I weren't dating, not officially, but we'd gone to dinner a few times. Just the two of us. It had felt like dates, even if neither of us had labeled them. I typed back, "I'm hanging out with someone, yeah." That was fast. Was it? It's been 2 months. We were together for 3 years. And you weren't sure you wanted to marry me. So I moved on. What's the problem? The problem is you clearly never loved me if you could replace me this quickly. I had to laugh. Actually laugh out loud, sitting in my apartment, at the sheer audacity of that message. I loved you enough to plan an entire wedding. You loved me enough to question it 9 weeks out. We're not the same. I hope she knows she's just a distraction while you get over me. She's not. But thanks for your concern. I blocked her number after that. Should have done it weeks ago. Devin and I made things official about a month later. No big gesture or dramatic moment. Just an acknowledgement one night that we were both interested in seeing where this could go. This is weird timing for you, she said. You know that, right? I do. If it's too weird for you. It's not. I just want to make sure you're not using me to avoid dealing with your feelings. I dealt with my feelings. I dealt with them when I canceled a wedding and moved out while my ex was still trying to figure out if she wanted to marry me. I'm good. She smiled. Okay then. Dating Devin was different from dating Katie in every possible way. Where Katie had been high maintenance and anxious about appearances, Devin was low-key and confident. Where Katie had needed constant reassurance, Devin was secure in herself and what she wanted. We went hiking. We cooked dinner together. We had the kind of easy, natural chemistry that doesn't require constant work. 3 months into whatever we were, we ran into Katie at a coffee shop downtown. I saw her first. She was in line with a friend I didn't recognize. I could have left. Should have, probably. But I was tired of avoiding places because my ex might be there. Devin noticed my expression. What? Ex-fiancée at 3 o'clock. Want to leave? Nah. I got here first. We ordered our drinks and found a table by the window. I didn't look in Katie's direction, but I felt her eyes on us. When Devin reached across the table to steal a bite of my muffin, I heard Katie's voice behind us. Seriously? I turned. Katie stood there, coffee in hand, looking at Devin like she'd discovered something offensive. Hey, Katie. This is her. This is who you replaced me with. Devin raised an eyebrow, but said nothing. I didn't replace you, I said calmly. I moved on. There's a difference. It's been 4 months. 5, actually. And in those 5 months, I've been happier than I was in the last year of our relationship. Katie's face flushed. You're an asshole. Maybe. But I'm an asshole who didn't waste years of someone's life pretending to be sure about a future I was questioning. She turned and walked out without another word. Devin waited until the door closed. So that was her. Yep. She seems pleasant. I laughed despite myself. She used to be. Her mom kind of ruined her. Her loss then. Definitely mine to gain though. Devin smiled. Smooth. I have my moments. 6 months after canceling the wedding, I got an invitation in the mail. Katie was getting married. The wedding was in 3 months. The groom's name was Christopher, one of her mom's colleague's sons. I remembered her mentioning him once or twice. Apparently, things had moved quickly. I showed Devin the invitation. Think she's rushing into this one too? Probably. But not your problem anymore. Nope. I tossed the invitation in the recycling and forgot about it. A few weeks later, my brother called me laughing. Dude, you have to hear this. What? Mom ran into Diane at the grocery store. Apparently, Katie's been telling everyone that you're the one who got away and she never should have questioned the engagement. Huh. That's all you have to say? What else is there to say? She's rewriting history to make herself feel better. People do that. You're not even a little bit smug about it. I thought about it. No. I'm just glad I'm not there anymore. And I meant it. August 19th rolled around, the day Katie and I were supposed to have gotten married. Instead, I spent it at a lake house with Devin and some friends, swimming and grilling burgers and playing cards until midnight. It was perfect. Devin found me later that evening, sitting on the dock watching the sunset. You good? She asked, settling in beside me. Yeah, really good, actually. Not thinking about what today was supposed to be. I was. For like 30 seconds. Then I realized I'm exactly where I should be. She leaned her head on my shoulder. Good answer. I try. We sat there in comfortable silence, watching the sky turn pink and orange. My phone buzzed, a message from an unknown number. I opened it without thinking. It was Katie. I got married today. I showed Devin. She really can't help herself, can she? Block it. Already on it. I blocked the number, pocketed my phone, and went back to watching the sunset with someone who actually wanted to be there. No regrets. No second thoughts. No looking back. Just forward. A year after canceling my wedding, I got promoted to senior developer. Devin and I moved in together, a 2-bedroom apartment with actual space and natural light. We adopted a cat named Syntax who immediately claimed my gaming chair as his own. Life was good. Genuinely, unexpectedly good. I ran into one of Katie's cousins at a gas station one random Tuesday. She congratulated me on dodging a bullet, which was a weird thing to hear from someone who'd been invited to my would-be wedding. "How's Katie doing?" I asked because I was curious. "Divorced already." Christopher couldn't handle her mom being involved in every decision. "That tracks." "Yeah. She asks about you sometimes." "Tell her I'm good." "Will do." I pumped my gas and drove home to Devin and Syntax and a life I'd built from scratch after walking away from one that would have destroyed me. Best decision I ever made. People always say relationships that end are failures. I disagree. Mine ended exactly when it should have, before I legally tied myself to someone who didn't respect me enough to stand up for us. Katie taught me what I didn't want. Devin showed me what I did. I canceled a wedding 5 years ago and disappeared from a relationship that was slowly suffocating me. When Katie found out I'd already moved on, she called me heartless. But here's the thing, I wasn't heartless. I was just done accepting less than I deserved. And when I smiled hearing that she'd finally realized what she'd lost, that wasn't bitterness or revenge. That was freedom.